Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back to the MMA Short Show. New studio. We in here. Stephen Moustaris as always. And guys, I'm just sitting here. We got 10 days left, 11 days left of the year. It's been a phenomenal year, especially probably another record-breaking year for the UFC and MMA. And us MMA fans out here, man, we have been blessed. Not only is this sport just getting bigger and bigger, the fighters are becoming better and better. We got more and more new title fights. We have new up and coming, prospects every year. We're set, man. Next year is about to be insane. And as I sit here, since UFC 296 was pretty much, made around the welterweight division, although Garry and Vicente Luque backed out or whatever, I'm telling you guys, I'm looking at the future right now of the welterweight division at 170. I don't know if it's ever had a brighter future. I don't know if it's ever been this stacked going into a new year or whatever. And I don't know if it's because we got, new blood as a champion this last year or so, or maybe it's because the Usmans and the Wonder Boys and, maybe even the Gilbert Burns, and you can even add Colby now, maybe they're starting to burn out. We're starting to look towards the future, but you take away the guys I just named, and you can even add, I know Bilal Muhammad's going to fight in there next, but he's a little older, been around for a while. You add him into that group, put Wonder Boy in there, like I said. You can add MVP in there, even though he's new blood. If you guys want to add those old guys, take them older guys, take them out of there. We got the Shavkat Rahkmonovs coming up. We still got the Jeff Neals, the Vicente Luques. We got the Della Maddelenas coming up. We got Garry, although a lot of people are hating him. Dude is still talented, still undefeated, still exciting to see what he's going to do. I mean, we still got it all. We got freaking, who's the guy that beat Kevin Lee? Renat Fakhretdinov or whatever. That guy's freaking phenomenal. We got up-and-coming killers that you guys are going to start knowing here in the next year or two. Mike Malott and Michael Morales. These guys are absolute killers. Add the MVPs to the world. Add the Kevin Hollands to the world still. 170 is absolutely stacked. And then imagine if imagine if Islam Makhachev moves up. That's just gonna go right into the flame, right into the fire. Leon Edwards, a new champ. It's just right now, 170 I don't think has ever been hotter. And that's crazy to say in such a wild division that has been just absolutely dominated by dominating champions. Seriously, I wasn't there for the Pat Miletich days, but from 98 to 01, that man had 4 title defenses. I mean, you look at who came up next. Matt Hughes, I think, had 7 title defenses in 5 years that he was a champion, even though he lost once to BJ Penn. But the same year, he beat GSP to get the belt back. So, all them title defenses. You got the GSP in there with all his, 9 title defenses. You got Woodley up there with 4. You got Usman with 5. I think Johnny Hendricks and Robbie Lawler had a few between each other. Truly. And then Leon Edwards now, it's just crazy to see how dominating these champions have been. But if you really go back and look at who they had to fight, it wasn't like it was the most stacked card. We might have had 3 or 4 guys, but Pat Miletich had the Carlos Newtons of the world. He had the Matt Hughes coming up, and then you had Matt Hughes fighting the Carlos Newtons, the Frank Triggs, the BJ Penn that moved up weight, so it wasn't really even his weight class. And then GSP moving up. Who did he have? He had Matt Serra, who one of the flukiest losses of all time, but that's why Matt Serra even had it. He had an older Matt Hughes. He had Nick Diaz coming off a 5-year, probation or whatever off of weed. So it's was it his, was it really his dominant time or whatever? You had Carlos Condit, who I was a huge fan of as a Muay Thai guy, but it's not like it's the most stacked thing. And then you had Woodley. Who did Woodley beat? He had Damian Maia. He had Wonderboy Thompson. Phenomenal stuff. He had Darren Till that got pushed. Usman. He beat Colby Covington. Beat Jorge Masvidal, who was getting old. Truly, some stacked fighters, some amazing fighters, but we're only talking 3 or 4 of these guys that were really sitting there that really could have gave these guys some struggle. And then now look at it. I just named, you take off literally everybody I probably just named in the top 17 or whatever. I just named them all off. And that's even taking the Bilal Muhammads out of there, the Usmans out of there. I don't know if Hamzat can even count, but the Wonder Boys, take the Gilbert Burns, taking the older guys out of there that maybe aren't going to get these title shots anymore. And you still got 6 or 7, 8 killers that are coming up that are probably, they might end up beating each other at some point, but you never know. The next year that guy it feels a lot like 155. Where it was the Dustin Poirier, it was the Justin Gaethje, it was the you had the Tony Ferguson technically still there, you had the Khabib, you had Michael Chandler coming in, you had Conor McGregor in the mix still. We had all these people. Then you still had Beneil Dariush coming up. You had all these guys, Charles Oliveira. You had all these guys that was just mixing and matching fights that you couldn't go wrong with. And that's what 170 feels like right now. And it's crazy to say, probably for the first time in 25 years, we've had it this stacked for the future of it. And I'm all in for it. I'm excited to see Leon Edwards is looking unbeatable at this rate, but he's got a tough fight with Bilal Muhammad. Even though I think Leon should get it done, like there's no sleeping on what Bilal Muhammad has done. Even though I call him boring all the time, but after that fight, it's off to the races, man. Who knows if they're going to give Shavkat a fight after what he did to Wonderboy? He might deserve it. But then think what Jack Della Maddellena is going to do next year. Think about what Ian Garry. Ian Garry's got a crazy matchup with Jeff Neal now. That's a scary matchup. I'm Jeff Neal guy all day. That's a scary one. And I'm telling you guys, this weight class is crazy stacked right now. And just imagine if Islam comes up next year. That's all I gotta say, man. I'm excited, and we should be geeked for 170 next year. So, as always, your boy Stephen Moustaris, and I got some things cooking up. I'll probably officially do my first MMA short show awards. So be on the lookout. I'll probably have some best knockouts and whatnot coming up. But thank you guys all for another phenomenal year. Hopefully we keep growing. Hopefully we keep doing the thing. Got the new studio ready for the next year. So let's go, baby. We coming out strong. So thank you guys. And let me know what y'all think about this 170 division. But let's go.